ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सहना टुगेदर ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Hari Om and Namaskar. Please take this away because it's making so much sound inside. Switch it off. Good. You don't have fan, I should also not have fan. No. Just leave it, don't do anything, don't do anything. Finish. Work is over, your work is over. Don't do anything. Don't do, why do you want to plug it in? Wonderful. Now, how many of you have heard me before? Not now, just now, but before I came this time to Kannur. Oh my God, really? How many of you have come to Coimbatore and heard me in Coimbatore? Oh my God. That means you have teachers who have been for years together. How many of you have been teachers in our Chime Vidyalayas who have joined this year? This academic year, put up your hands. Okay. How many of you have been teachers in our Chime institutions for 3 years? Put up your hands. 3 years. How many of you have been Chime Vidyalaya teachers for 5 years? Any of our institutions, not Vidyalaya, just any institutions. Teachers for 5 years, please put up your hands. 5 years. 10 years, who have been teachers for 10 years, give them a big hand. Teachers in one institution, huh? Not 1 year, 2 years there, 5 years there. No. I'm saying in one institution, this institution where you are working for 10 years. Please put up your hand for 10 years. More than 10 years, don't put up your hand. 10 years only. 10 years, please give them a hand. Those who have been for 15 years in the same institution which you are working now. 15 years, please put up your hands. Give a big hand to them. For 20 years who have been in the same institution. Big hand. 25 years in the same institution. Oh my God. 30 years in the same institution. That also is there. Fantastic. You need to stand up. Please stand up. 30 years in the same institution. Stand up. Please give them a big hand. You don't look so old also. She looks like 30 years herself. Wow. Not bad at all. Fantastic. I am so happy. 35 years. 35 years in the same institution, not possible also, I think. Wonderful, but this is so good. I am so happy. You know, it shows that you are happy with your school or college or wherever you are. This is a fantastic thing. It's an achievement, especially in this day and age where everyone just for a matter of 2,000 or 3,000 more rupees change schools just like that. Is it true or not? Some little small thing and they jump into some school, and sometimes in the middle of an academic year. Have you heard such things? Why? Because some other school will give you the 3 months extra salary that you will lose in this school. They will give it to you, and in the middle of a term, there are teachers who do that, just like corporate Yes. Is it a factor or not? In corporations, they do that. They'll give you the differences so you don't have to, there's no financial problem to you. You just skip a school, you leave the children, you can leave a corporate job in the middle, that itself will suffer. But when you do that, it just shows that you are a very badly committed teacher. Is it true or not? Students are different. They get used to a teacher. And especially in the middle of a term, if someone leaves, unless they're asked to leave, that is a different thing. But otherwise, when they leave, it creates a trauma, it creates a problem, it creates a insecurity in the students because they are young, their minds are very different. Anyway, I'm very happy. Now, all of you are Brahmins by profession. Are you all aware of that? Teaching is what profession? We have 4 varnas, no? Which are the 4 varnas? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Okay? I really am not interested in where you are born. That's immaterial to me. But as far as a profession, the Gita says that you are a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra according to your guna and your karma. What are the 2 things? Guna and karma. Sattva guna, Rajagun, Tamagun, those gunas, and your karma means your profession. So, teaching, knowledge is the forte of what? Sattva guna. So, you are in what profession? You are in the knowledge profession. Is it true or not? So, therefore, to teach, to learn, all this is a Brahmana quality. So, all of you, Brahmana profession. So, you are all Brahmanas by what? By what? By karma, all of you. Now, it is said in our scriptures, and we know in our life, the practicality you will see in your life day to day also, if your guna matches your karma, then you are fantastic in your job, whatever it is. And if these 2 don't match, you yourself are not comfortable and you will never be great success in your profession. Let me explain this to you. The Birlas are very good business people. Is it true or not? Very good. They're business and they are successful. The Ambanis, very good business, isn't it? Tatas, good business people. Supposing Mr. Birla, Kumar Mangalam Birla, who is right now head of one of the Birla groups, he became a teacher. Will he make a good teacher? Not necessarily. He might be quite a failure also. But business you put him by, his guna is of a businessman and his karma is also of a business and therefore he makes a great businessman. It is like a fish taken to water. Got it? Profit making is the main thing in what? In business. You must make profit. If you don't make profit, you are a bad businessman. Do you agree with me? Please tell me. Do you start a business to make losses? Then you are a fool. A business is meant to make profit. And do you say, what a bad businessman, he's making so much profit. Did you ever say that? No. We'll say he's a great businessman. He's made so much profit in no time at all. Why? Because that is what is meant. Let us say a politician or a ruler or an administrator in the government office starts making too much money. What will you say? He's a bad. Is it true or not? Why? Why? That post is not meant for. That he must be making it some other way, which is not the right way. You get the point? His karma is of a Kshatriya, but his guna is of a Vaishya. Only think of money, 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 money. And what happens? He says a bad politician. Are you understanding? Come on. Similarly, the teaching is what? A Brahmana profession. So we have to have the guna also of a Brahmana. If we have the gunas of a Brahmana, then we become what? Automatically what? Good teachers. But if we have the gunas of a Shudra, or we have the gunas of a Kshatriya, or we have a guna of a Vaishya, we may not become great teachers. Now what do we mean by that? Let me explain. in their life? I said loves, not lovers. Please, otherwise sometimes someone will misquote me and I will get into trouble. Okay, what? What? A teacher must have what? 3 loves in their life. Number 1, love for knowledge. You cannot be a good teacher and say, I don't love knowledge. You cannot. Because you are in the knowledge business. You are in the knowledge field. Have you got it? So you must love knowledge. And what do you mean by love knowledge? If you love knowledge, what will you do? If you love food, what will you do? Please tell me. What will you do? You will eat, first of all, and you will go to different places to get the best of food. And you say, oh, that restaurant, very good food. Let us go there. Let's eat this. This is a new dish. Let me try out this. Let me do this. Will you do that or not? Why? Because you love food. I am a Gujarati and all Gujaratis are foodie people. We love food. So what happens? For us, the good food, our eyes will shine. You get the point? So similarly, if a teacher is there, what should you have? Love for? Which means what? Wherever there is knowledge, you must be anxious. I want knowledge. You should be what? Sponge as far as knowledge is concerned. Get it from here, get it from there, get it from there. Read new things. Buy new things just so that your knowledge base becomes more and more. And if that is not there, a teacher must be well read. Well, in terms of this, I find so many times teachers themselves don't like to read. Is it a fact or not? And therefore, naturally, they are not going to be able to inspire their children to whatever they have studied in school. Because see, you have to, after all, teach school children. You have done some graduation or something like that. So naturally, you know that much more than this, what you have to teach. So there's nothing new, so to speak, in terms of knowledge, but we know that in every field, you may be mathematics teaching mathematics or science or something, there's always something new happening in your field. Is it a fact or not? So we are never in touch with the latest that is happening in our field of knowledge. So whatever we are taught or whatever we know we have to teach this much, we tell. But if you can put that extra knowledge that you have in a beautiful way, I'm telling you, your children will get so excited because you have created in them love for knowledge. You are a good teacher if you yourself have love for knowledge and you create love for knowledge in others. Have you understood? Second love. What is that? Love for children. Whom are you going to give? Children means students. Whom are you going to give this knowledge to? Please tell me. If you don't love the people whom you are going to give this knowledge to, what will you say? I love knowledge. Doesn't matter. They understand, not understand. So many times teachers say, children, oh my God. Oh. They are like that only. Nowadays, children are like that only. Just like that only. Children, don't want this. Always complaining about children. We should have sometimes that CCTV, not CCTV, that recording in the teacher's room. You will understand. Only complain. But there's no children are like that. Children are like that. Is it true or not? See, you may love, when you love now, so many things about the person that you like your own children. They will be completely useless. But what will you say? Isn't it true? You always find an excuse for them or not? Please tell me. They may be completely useless, but no, inside he is very good. Something you will find something nice. Why? Because you love them. Got it? There is no choice. You have to have these 3 loves, then you become successful. It's more difficult to love college students than to love school children. Isn't it? So college students, oh my God, sometimes you think, my God, what type of students these are? What type of? And especially 9, 10, 11, 12, my God, you wish that that age itself was not there. Isn't it true? But only we have to remember we were also at that age at one point of time. Then the third love is love for teaching. Some people have a lot of love. I know they have so much of knowledge. They love the students also, but they have no ability to teach. They have no communication skills. They have so much knowledge, but that ability to communicate and skill to get the knowledge across is not there. Or they will always teach in the same old method that their teachers taught. That's why I have the sutra with me always, that the teacher who learns the system teaches the system. What? Teacher who learns the system teaches the system. You learn chalk and talk, you will teach chalk and talk. Smart boards are there, but most teachers use smart boards like as though it is a blackboard or a whiteboard. Is it a fact or not? They will go and point out like a smart board, like, oh, this, that, like that. And most of them are not even comfortable after so many years, still not comfortable with the smart board. Is it a fact or not? Come on, please tell me. So which is the matter? Chalk and talk. Everything chalk and talk. And because they say you must use something, you will do a little bit here and there. But actually, and then college, oh my God, that PPT is the most boring thing in the world. And everyone uses only PPT. They never progress from there. And 25 points will be there, one by one teacher will tell. Is it a fact or not? Come on. What is this? When are we going to grow out of it? Are you with me? Schools are even a little better. I'm not joking. College education is dismal to a level which I cannot imagine. In school, I did not hate my teachers so much as in college. It's only after I met Gurudev I started loving teachers. Are you understanding? If you want to make a child hate a subject, bring a bad teacher. They will hate that subject all their life. Fact or not? Come on. The best way to hate a subject, bring a bad teacher. You will naturally hate that subject. You will never like that subject. Why? Because you don't like the teacher or the teaching. I will give you my own examples where I go far. I never liked history. I hated history. Then we had at 7th standard, I had one teacher and she used to make the whole history come alive. We would feel as though the king is come inside the classroom. And it was so good. When she came and she started teaching, I would finish history homework first. But I loved the teacher. Unfortunately, 8th standard, that old teacher came back. Wow. I hated history all my life. Then I was in CIS, you all know. I think you all may not know. I was the resident director over there, and so happened once one history teacher, for some reason at all, I had to teach 10th standard history 3 months before their exam. 10th standard exam. Now, I said history is subject I hated. But I loved the students and they said, no, Swamiji, you are teaching us this and we enjoy your class so much, so please teach us history. So I said, first give me the books. So just because of the love of the children and love for knowledge, I said, first give me the book. I don't know what to teach. So I had to read the book. Fortunately, it was all that, World War I, World War II and all of that. That I've read hundreds and hundreds of books. I've seen so many movies. I'm quite familiar with all the world wars and a lot of other wars as well. So I said, this is very interesting. And I started teaching these students what? History. For me, it was not that subject what was given in this. For me, it was something so alive and I started teaching. I started enjoying, and that is when I realized that I always loved history. To date, I understand that I love history. When did I discover? When I started teaching, I discovered that I love history. When I had a teacher who was very good, I discovered that I love history. The rest of the time, what? I used to? Are you understanding? I will find out ways in which I can communicate. This is a saying that I have said very often. This is the prayer of a student. Oh teacher, if I cannot understand the way you teach, can you teach the way I can learn? over here. Do you know something? Some of you are left brain dominant, some of you are right brain dominant. It's a fact. That's the type we are all of. Some of you are right. Now what happens? Left brain wants figures and facts and this numbers and all, and right brain wants stories and people and creativity. Now you have to teach. In your class, both type of students are there. Left brain students are there. Right brain students are there. Not only left, there are some in the left brain itself. There will be what? One which is a detailed one which is a number and facts and figures one is analysis one, and in the right brain there is some which is the creative one and some which is the people. And therefore when a teacher is talking, they have to be able to answer to all of them, to teach all of them, otherwise you will lose some of them. Some are kinesthetic learners, if you make them do something they learn. Some are what? Audio learners, and some are visual learners. And what does a teacher do? One method. If anyone falls into that category, good. If they don't, ram. Is it true or not? Please tell me. Or you should have such a command that even if you are talking, all of you can take, whether it is left brain, right brain, which brain, doesn't matter. You are able to grasp them, you are able to teach them, you are able to inspire them, and they are able to learn from you. Are you understanding? You have to have this ability, you cannot help it. There's no choice about it. So therefore, you must have love for what? Teaching. And that is why I always say, it is not important how much you have taught, it is more important how much they have learned. Okay? What? So every class, after every class, ask this question. What question? What? How much do you think they have learned? Was I able to make them learn anything? Because what you are taught, you forget. Fact or not? Please tell me. But you never forget what you have learned. You never forget. Sometimes when emotion is added to the learning itself, that learning becomes deeply rooted. Why? Because you never forget those emotions that come into your mind. And the person feels good as they are listening, as they are learning. What happens? You get that good feeling and you learn faster and better. Got it? But if there is a bad feeling associated with the learning, then we want to forget it because we want to forget the bad feeling. So you have to have the feel-good factor in the class. And how will you have the feel-good factor? From time to time, if not anything, tell them joke, then laugh, then feel good, they will learn better. Have you understood? And what is the motto of Chinmaya Vidyalayas? So please teach them. I tell you. So the very, very important thing, and I tell you this is a fact also, is body language of the teacher. Are you aware of how the science works? And this is all research done. It's not my own thing, I'm not saying. They say only 10%. How much? 10% you learn from words. How much? This was 10%. 25% you learn from other sounds and other connotations and inflections of the word. Like, if the tone goes high, low, inflection, connotations, then other sounds that you make also, whatever other sounds, all these things are teaching the student, is teaching others, you're communicating through them. 10% words, 25% all these other sounds, inflections and all. Now, I know so many teachers will come, one tone, open your books, this, open your book to page number so and so, this, that, one tone, no inflection, no up and down, nothing. What will happen? You imagine if I came here and I started like that, already you are feeling warm. What will happen immediately? Is it a fact or not? Come on. What else will happen? No tone inflection. So 25%. Remember, it's still only 25%. 65%, the rest of it is the body language of the person. Body language is everything. The gestures that a person does, the way they carry themselves. Not only that, facial expressions are extremely important. The more animated the face of the teacher, the better the children learn. Are you understanding? Only one expression will be there, and that too always a stone. As though they've just had some bitter medicine and come to the class. And every time they're only trying to catch who's doing mischief and what. Not, who's doing something nice or something good and all that. See, when you all came in, immediately I did not. First of all, some of you already know me and all that, so you will. But then what? We said, okay, let's have this where we have a feel-good factor. Teachers who are there, they're appreciated. Did you not like that? Come on. Yes, you feel nice. You need to feel nice about yourself. Then you learn. Otherwise, you shut down. If I come and say, all teachers, what you are doing now, what? Then immediately, oh, who the hell does she think she is coming here and mother-in-law? What? You are getting enough at home. Why she's You get it? So body language is very important. Very, very, very important. The way you hold yourself, what you are doing. In an interview, this is all again research done, absolute research done. In an interview, when the person comes in, within 1 or 2 minutes before the person has even opened their mouth, the people who are interviewing have already decided whether they will employ or not. This is a fact. You have not even opened your mouth and they have already decided. Why? On what basis have they done? On what basis? And remember, we are all very sensitive to body language. That's why many times children say, adults say, oh, children are very sensitive, they are very perceptive. What are they perceiving? Not your words. What are they perceiving? What are they perceiving? What? The body language, your expressions. Somehow they say, oh, this person is very loving. How do they know you are loving? It's not that you go and hug them or something like that, but they inside their heart they feel, oh, this person is very loving. You must have seen some relations now, our children will be very small. Some relations, the minute they come now, immediately they go run away, they get scared. That relation has done nothing and still they will run away. And some relations come automatically, they will go towards them. Have you noticed? Because they don't know. Why? They are seeing that, they are able to. So please remember this sentence, it's a very beautiful sentence, I loved it. What you are speaks so loudly that I do not hear. What you are speaks so loudly that I do not hear what you speak. What? What? What you are speaks so loudly that I do not hear what you speak. Meaning what you speak, really you don't do this. You are only seeing what you see. So seeing is very important for understanding a lot of things about the person, about the mood of the person, not only that, about even the education that we give. Now imagine, don't you think we should all work on our body language? Please tell me, if the teacher comes to class like that, automatically what will happen? Tell me. The teacher comes like that, what will happen? Automatically, see, some of you are becoming straight. Automatically. Because it's infectious. They have come here to learn from you, so they are looking at you. And I always say, the teacher's face. All of you go back to school. Don't remain as your school, It's your school days. Not as teachers, now as school. Tell me what was the most funny thing in your school. It's always the face of the teacher. Is it a fact? Come. Always. What other entertainment will you get in the classroom? Except what? Okay, so the teacher is always there. So when they are smiling and all that, and something is there, some joke is there between them and all that. Wow, what is there to smile? Have you heard many teachers say, what is there to smile? Why are you smiling? Immediately. But that inside smile is there because something funny is there. I always remember this incident where my teacher, in I think 5th standard or something like that, one teacher was there, she used to not have eyebrows. So every day she used to put some pencil and something like that. So we never knew that she didn't have eyebrows. But one day she forgot. It's possible. Now imagine 5th standard children. And the teacher comes without eyebrows. What a wonderful time we had that. Everyone. And then we were all giggling and smiling and all of that. There was so much fun now. What can the teacher also do? You can't do anything. You come without eyebrows, come. That's the end of it. So, and she realized something is wrong. Then she had a mirror or something in her purse. And then she said, excuse me, and she went and she put that and came back again. But now it's over, game is over. We already know. So what I'm saying is, many times when children catch you in something which is there, which you know is your weakness, and they're smiling and laughing at you, join them. I'll give you an example. I tend to forget names from long time. It's not that right now age is catching up and all that, but I used to not have great memory for names. Okay. So I used to take classes for CRS kids. I used to take the spiritual classes and all. So at that time, and some Ramesh would be there, I will call him Naresh. So the whole class will start smiling and laughing. So I'll say, Naresh, you get up, and then everyone will smile. So then I knew I must have missed. Then I'll tell you, I made a mistake. Tell me what is your name. So then he'll say, no, I'm Ramesh. Okay. So I used to laugh with them about my weakness. Have you understood that? So I would also say, sorry, again I forgot. So, and they knew that my forgetting name did not reflect that I did not love them or care for them. Otherwise, it normally will show what? That you don't like the person. That's why you are forgetting the name of the person. If you remember the name, it's always a great thing. So not remembering the name is a weakness. It's not a great thing. But your weakness also, so let them realize that you also are weak. But when they realize that you are also weak, they will still admire you for your strength, because at the end of the day, they are interested how good the teacher is as a teacher. You are understanding that? How good the teacher is as a person. That is what they are going to look at. Sometimes your English may not be that great, or sometimes other things may not be that great. They are not going to mind that. I remember one particular teacher, he was a chemistry teacher. His English was not that great, but he was an excellent teacher. If an English teacher has bad English, that's bad. You get the point? But if a chemistry teacher has bad English, it's okay. Because that's not your subject. Are you with me? So which are the three loves? Love for knowledge, love for, we need all the three we need. Now, we go to some other point. See, in a school, especially Chinna Vidyalayas, see, tuition is something, tuition, I don't mean tuition in normal word, meaning of the word tuition is what? That after the class is over, after the school is over, one other teacher in some other time, you teach the same thing that was supposed to be taught in school again. You understand? There was a time when I was young, to take a tuition was quite shameful. Now it is like as though it's mandatory. Is it true or not? But when we were children, they would say, he's taking tuition. That means, you think it's shameful, actually shameful that the person is taking. Now it's all, it's norm or thing. So I'm not talking about that tuition. I'm talking about another thing. See, there is two ways of learning, and it's a very interesting thing, and I want you all to focus on this. There's two ways of learning. One is the typical standard way we all teach, and this is very important also, of step by step, your knowledge of a particular subject increases, becomes greater, wider. For example, when you start in KG class, or you start learning only numbers, isn't it true? So what do they say 1, 2, 3, 4, so they say 1, 2, 3, and sometimes they don't realize that 100 is more than 10. So how many laddus you want 100 or 10? I want 10, because they think that's the biggest there. Only fingers go up to 10 only, they can't go beyond that. So 100 is just a number, they have no idea what 100 is. So they only say what? I want 10. You don't want 100? No, I want only 10. Why? Because 10 is big for them. So their thinking is that much. Then slowly they get the numbers, more and more numbers. Then they realize, more, then there's more to this. So first they learn what? Numbers. After that, what do they learn? Addition, isn't it? Very interesting how to see, you can watch them slowly. Addition comes in, then what happens? Subtraction. You don't teach subtraction first, no? What do you teach first? Addition. Then what do you teach? Then what do you teach? Then what do you teach? Division, isn't it? You don't start with division, no, it is too much. So you slowly then division, and then you go something else, right? I was very bad in maths, so I'm not going to go somewhere else because I won't know more. And I algorithms, that logarithms we had, I never understood ABC of it. Till now I don't understand why they made us do something. I have absolutely no idea what that was. You are getting the point. The maths teachers are saying, what type of a Swami? Of course, I am a Swami. My subject you ask me, I will tell you everything. You understand? See, what I am saying is a teacher should never feel bad about what they are. I don't know. I am weak. I am not an all-knowing something. But you ask me about spirituality, I will tell you. Are you getting the point? So there is nothing to feel bad about. We all are weak, we all have our strength, we all have our weakness, nothing wrong with that. I am not an all-knowing person. I know some things very well, some things I know little, some things I don't know at all. Even in the same subject also, some things I may not know. But I want to learn, so if you say I don't know, I will try to learn this. I will learn this also. Okay, so anyway, this is how you learn. What? Step by step, you increase your what? Width of knowledge. Okay? This is called what? Tuition, this method. But there is another way of learning, and that is what in India, in the past, we had a mastery over, and that is called intuition. What is it? We were masters in that. In the Vedic times and a lot of other times, we were masters in that. All great discoveries in the world, it doesn't matter where it is done in this method. What do you mean by intuition? I will explain to you. For example, when Newton sat under the apple tree, what happened? The apple fell on his head. And at that time, what happened to him? What happened? He made a discovery. Was it not a sudden discovery, or did it happen step by step? All of a sudden he says, and he understood the depth of it. And he says, it was what he called the eureka moment for him. And he says, yes, I've got it. And then he must have taken the apple, I'm imagining, he must have taken the apple again. Yes, it falls. Yes, it falls. Let me measure the same time it takes to fall, or it takes more time to fall. And then he realized, oh, there is something which is bringing everything to the earth. Before that also everything fell down only, no? It didn't go up. Did it go up? Before Newton, everything was going up or what? No, everything was coming down. Hundreds and thousands of us saw everything coming down, but it was only a Newton who made this discovery. Are you understanding? Similarly, Archimedes, this is even more dramatic. He was in this bathtub, you all know the story. How many people before that must have gone into bathtubs? But he got so excited. He got so excited. I mean, he saw all water coming out. How much water came out? As much as his weight. It was not bad. This much water is coming out. He must have gone 2-3 times inside out, filled the water, went inside, this, that. And he ran out as he was. You know that. Shouted, Eureka! I have found it. This is called what? Intuition. Have you got this? In intuition, the knowledge happens in depth. In its truthness, all of a sudden. All the great rishis of the past, the Vedic Kala, the Vedic time, they had intuitions of all the great discoveries that were made in our country. Whether in science, in astronomy, in astrology, in geology, in every field. Srinivas Ramanuja, heard of him, the great mathematician? He used to have gone to this temple also, it's very interesting. Namakkal, this temple is there, beautiful temple of Lord Narasimha, and in that compound itself, there is this beautiful temple of the Devi. And that Devi, Namakkal Devi, was Srinivas Ramanuja's Ishtadevi. So he used to worship her. And when he would sit for meditation, this entire formulas of maths used to just come to him as it is. The formulas used to be actually revealed to him. It's called revealed knowledge. It was revealed. And great mathematicians would try to solve that. He already knew the answer. It was solved for him. So what was that? What was that? Way. Now, intuition intuition requires a certain, most of these great discoveries were not made inside the laboratory. It was made when this scientist or whoever is the discoverer, their mind was calm, quiet, relaxed, deep. Silence was there, and in that this wonderful knowledge took place. Have you all understood that? Now you know the state of the mind of our children and our own mind. All the time. Do you think any intuition will ever happen? Please tell me. Come on. As I told you, great discoveries of the world happen in such minds. Don't you think we in our country who had mastered this art of intuition should try to bring it back again? Please tell me. Yes or no? That is why Nobel Prizes we are not getting. Other countries are getting them, we are not getting it. Why? How many great discoveries we did in the past? In the present time, nothing. Why? Only intuition. We have not lost this ability of what? Intuition altogether. We had it. We had lost it. Don't you think our education system must what? Bring that. How will it happen? We have enough methodologies. Yoga is there, pranayama is there, meditation is there, japa is there. All these are things which makes the mind very calm, very deep, very intuitive. And in that silence, great thoughts come into the mind. Are you all understanding? Can we all do that? Please tell me. Forget about discoveries. That mind will be a more successful mind, more concentrated mind, more what? Successful in life also. We have the methods with us. We have the tools with us to make a mind like that. In the ancient Gurukula system, this was part of the education. They did not start the class. I'll give you just a typical, actually we had done. Chinmay Vidyalayas in Coimbatore, where I was there. I was part of the, I was the chairman of these 3 schools at that time. And we realized that the children, memory powers are so bad. So we just started Medha Suktam chanting. I'm talking actually what has happened. I have not made up any of these stories. Till now, whatever I have said, I have not made up a single story. If I make up, I will tell you it is a made up story. Okay? So what we did is we started Medha Suktam. Medha Suktam is, I call it memory mantra. We started Medha every day with no exception. The school used to chant Medha Suktam. And it didn't matter whether the person was a Christian or Muslim, everyone chanted because, that year and the day before they go into exams, they will themselves say, we do Medha Suktam, Medha Suktam. So they had this confidence that if they do Medha Suktam, they could go there. And once a year we had a Medha Suktam Havan. The whole school would participate and everyone would do the Havan and all, and come. We used to do this. And that was the first year where we had 100% first class in the class. It's now part of CIRS also has every day Medha Suktam chanting, and those Chinmay Vidyalayas also. Now I'm not part of this. Every day with a simple thing. It's not a big thing. And the Medha Suktam takes 3 minutes to chant. How much? How much time? All the teachers know it by heart. All the students know it by heart. I meet some past students of that school, they say, what do you do now? I want Medha Suktam, I will definitely why I'm studying. I know of a girl who had this problem. She wanted to join this medicine. She said, I keep forgetting, how will I become medicine? You have to 12th standard, only small books you have to learn by heart. Medicine, big Gray's Anatomy, this big fat books you have to, all that information you have to keep it in your head. How will I do it? I told her start Medha Suktam. She is already a doctor, she did her MD also. After that also, 2 days. Now she's got 2 children also, she's still a practicing doctor. She says, every day I do Medha Suktam. Are you understanding what I'm trying to tell you? Why not? We have it with us, all this. It is our heritage, it is our culture, it is our knowledge. Unfortunately, it will go to America and they will say, memory mantra. And they will charge us what? So many $1,000, and then we will all get admitted into, and then they will teach Medha, Devi, Shvamana, and then we will all chant that. That's like Thopikaran. You know that? You know it's called what? Super Brain Yoga. Please Google Super Brain Yoga, and they charge so much money for doing what? Are you aware of that? That's what they will do. Yoga is our thing now, they're doing hot yoga, cold yoga, etc. etc. Is it true or no? Some film actresses yoga, Jane Fonda yoga or something yoga. Are you aware of that? They will do it. Why? Because we will not. If it is our thing, we will not. Let it come from America and we will all do. Okay. So, tuition and in our own life we can make a change. We can't imagine. I always say that's why we introduce what is called Chinmay Samshodhan for teachers. Are you all doing that? No? Chinmay Samshodhan, we talked of it many times. Until unless the teacher has a research attitude, this love for knowledge and research attitude, it will never go into our students. Therefore, all of that is so unfortunately sad. I am telling you the actual situation. First of all, no one wants to become teachers now. Is it a fact or not? Come on, come on. If you don't get admission there, 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 then what? Why? If I am a teacher, I should be able to inspire my students to become a... I don't understand that. We ourselves are not that this. If our own children want to become teachers, they say, I made the mistake, you don't make it. So therefore, this thing that this teacher becoming, why they don't want to, have you ever asked the question, why they don't? Now, see, you will say, no, pay. That is all nonsense, that's a myth nowadays. You know, engineers and all, you can get on the road somewhere, you can get. Yes or no? Please tell me. Roadside, you look like that, engineer will come. 5,000 rupees per month, engineer will come. Right or wrong? Please tell me. It's a fact. And 90% of people who have done engineering are not practicing engineering at all. Are you aware of this fact also? They are all doing IT stuff. But why on earth are you going into engineering when at the end of the day you are going to do IT? That's why when people tell me, I work in Amazon, I work in some big names they give. I said, don't tell me. And then they will give some wonderful title. I am assistant project manager. I said, don't tell me all these titles. I'm not interested in the titles. Tell me what is your job profile. Actually what you do. What they will be doing, their boss will be the project manager. They may be typing out minutes for the meeting for that job, for that boss. And that's why it's called assistant project manager. He will be booking the tickets of that person, flight tickets, etc., etc., receiving him on Sunday. Is it a fact or not? Come on, tell me. And he's become what? Engineer. Big engineering and getting admission and all, you would have sent him to so many schools and all that to get it. One paisa you have this, and finally at the end of the day, what is he doing? Debugging. I know people, engineers who have done full engineering they did and all, and now what are they doing? Some company, some big name will be what, or some big name will be there, and what are they doing? Some software of the company, debug. Whole day just debug. You know what is debugging, huh? No? Whenever a software is there will always be bugs. So what do you do? The minute this shows, IT people will know what I'm talking. What do? They will take out that bug. Then new bug will come. Then they will take out. Every time it gets some of this, that whole job is only that. What a mechanical job. It's a completely no thinking job. Are you understanding? And what did you become? And we will also boast, oh God, all our children got into what? And job. Everyone got job. What job are they doing? Nowadays, no one wants to call, accountant and all that names. No, finance office. करेगा कुछ नहीं है कि नहीं? Finance office. That's why you don't get impressed by those titles. Okay. Now, no one wants to be called what? Personal secretary and all. Then what do you say? Assistant something, some fancy name. Now, since everyone is attracted to names, let's change our names. Teacher, no one on that. Teacher. I don't know. Now see, in the good old days, we used to call a person who will cook what? Cook. Isn't it? Person who cooks is called what? Cook. Now you can't say, you have to say chef. Chef is the French word for cook. Are you understanding? But now what will they say? Who are you? And we will say, oh, he's a chef. As though it's something bigger than a cook. Got it. In the good old days, people who used to stitch our clothes were called what? Come on, tailor. Now what do they say? Will they say tailor? Nah, tailor. Yeah, tailor. And no. A fashion designer. He's doing what we say. Is it a fact or not? Come on. And all these institutions also, they are called not tailoring institutions. What are they called? Fashion. Nothing will be there. They will be copying some design. In the good old days when we were small, we will see from some magazine some design or some this, and we will give it to the tailor and say, make it like that, and he will make it. Yes or no. And what do they do now? Please tell me, is it anything different? Instead of the collar here, they put collar here. Design. You got it? Now you don't want to become a teacher. Give some nice fancy name. Knowledge officer. Mentalist. Some fancy. Discover now. Find a nice thing for yourself. Stop calling yourself teachers, educators, some big name, fancy name, get some nice, or some, like how. This is another very interesting thing people are doing. Very interesting. Now, for example, there is something called Zomato. All of you know what is Zomato? It has no meaning. The word Zomato has any meaning or not. Because it has no meaning, it became so popular. Now, Uber. What is Uber? Uber has some meaning or no meaning, and no language has got meaning. So you find out some nonsense word and say, now I am on Zuzulu. Oh, not Zuzulu. Yeah. It's a new profession, Zuzulu. Oh, she's a Zuzulu. Meaning is not that, doesn't matter. I am a Zuzulu. How? Sounds fancy. Like a Spider-Man, Zuzulu. Are you understanding? Sell yourself. The teacher also, they look also sometimes so strong, they will dress also sometimes. Come on, everyone wants. Young people are there in front of you, they like someone who looks smart, who looks this. I want to become like this. I'm telling you, if a teacher dresses smart and comes to the school and all the students will say, I want to become like that teacher, she looks so smart. Is it true or not? But if a teacher only looks like that and all, then the students say, yeah, I don't want to become like that. Okay, please tell me, does it make sense what I'm speaking? The whole idea is to inspire them, some way or the other. Because as I said, look is more important. They see first, then they hear, if at all they hear. But see, definitely they hear. Okay? Doesn't matter, put on some makeup, have some light, what does it matter? The principals and all should not say, what does it makeup and all that. No, they want to look. I'm not saying to become a model and become like then they will get distracted, then nothing, no study will happen only. Then they will take pictures and selfies with you and give it to everyone. That is not what we want. Our idea is that we get their attention so that we can give the knowledge. You understand? See, even if I come shabbily dressed and all that, they'll say, even Swami, then Gurudev always used to say, as a Swami, you have to present yourself well. You have to be prepared, you have to present yourself well. Always be careful about your body language. What? Many times the teachers are too much of pointing, no, then children say, what I didn't do anything, you don't point at me, So be careful. You know, instead of saying be, if you say, it becomes much easier. Because you point at that person who gets it. Suppose I point like that. She will say, what did I do? I didn't do anything. You don't look at me like that. You understand? Now another thing, one more point. I can go on forever. Why? Why I can go on forever? Because for 25 years I was in the middle of the whole what? Education. So hundreds and hundreds of teachers I must have taught, hundreds and hundreds of students I must have taught, hundreds and hundreds of parents I must have taught, hundreds of management people, I have lost count of it. So therefore I can go on forever, but I will not, don't worry. You're all scared there because she can go on forever, she will go on forever. I will not. Because I am hungry and you will also be hungry in no time. Very, very important. One is our subject, whatever is our subject, doesn't matter. Connecting subjects to other subjects when you are teaching in the school. Supposing 8th standard is there, and I told this many, it's nothing new. Everything I've spoken it 100 times before. Supposing I am a maths teacher, or I am a history teacher, or a geography teacher. In the whole of 8th standard, I am an 8th standard maths teacher, let's say. Then the whole 8th standard, all the faculty of the 8th standard, including the co-curricular, extracurricular activity teachers must all come together. Sit together and know about each other's curriculum. What? You don't have to study it. Not that I become a history expert. Whatever is my subject, but I should know what are the topics and all that. Why? I can relate. Because in the mind, in the brain, knowledge happens as a web. It's not just pieces. Otherwise, pieces of information remain there. They will remain isolated. Isolated information will never be recollected. But when the information is connected to other information, it becomes a web of knowledge, and recollection, attention, interest becomes much more. Are you understanding? So if the history teacher brings in certain aspects of what? Maybe geography or some other subject in that thing. You are already studying this in this subject, and this is what it is. So what have you done? You have connected history with maths, maths with science, science with this. Are you understanding? When you are teaching science, teach something about scientists as well. Then what happens? The human what? Personal interest. They will start loving that thing more. When you say Newton's theory, talk some nice, very, very interesting incident in Newton's life, except that apple. Apple everyone heard 100,000 times. Are you understanding? When you can do that now, they will remember that incident better. Connect it with so many other things. Connected, that is why we talk about value-based education, right? So connect subjects like that, and also connect subjects top-bottom. Otherwise, what 8th standard is isolated, the 9th standard is isolated, 10th, no! Because we are building on what we have learned in the 7th, we are building in the 8th. So according to me, the first week of the next year, you should only revise what you did the last year, and then you build on it, you will learn faster everything. Have you understood that? Does it make sense to you? Here what happens, the teacher comes, all of a sudden someone comes, history teacher, history book, take out everything, and she goes away. Then all of a sudden maths teacher will come, take out the book, without connecting. You are understanding? There's no connection. The child immediately puts it and puts that away and then starts a new thing. If that just from there, you just make a connection, then start your subject and enter into it, what happens? That and your subject gets connected, and the web of knowledge becomes stronger in their mind. There's no abrupt shift from subject to subject, and everything becomes balanced. Is that okay? Does it make sense to all of you, what I'm speaking, or it doesn't make sense? As educators, I'm appealing to you. Yeah? So all of you must sit together and know what is there, and up and down also. Last year too, this year too, next year. Build up for the next. The teachers themselves will be helpful. Oh, you revised that and you brought it. So now what happens? We can build on that. Okay? Another thing. Co-curricular and extracurricular activities are very, very important. But unfortunately, the way we deal with it is so dismal and sad. 99% of the times, a music teacher teaches only songs, never music. Yes or no? Please tell me. Is song only music? Music is music. It's rhythm and swara and all of that. Raga and everything. I'm not saying you make them classical musicians or something like that, but we have to teach them what is rhythm, what is thala, what is so many things. But what do they say? Come on, this song, ta 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 ta, every gana, that, and then it starts like a record. Yes or no? Come on. See, I'm not against anything, you know, but I'm saying this is not called music. We have to teach them what is a swara, what is that. So we have to teach them appreciation of music, talk about musicians, talk about great, make them listen to good music. different type of music, appreciation of the different instruments that are there. Tell them about that. I tell you, they will love that subject. Are you understanding? And even I may not become a musician all my life, but if I've got a ear for music, I've got an appreciation of music, you have given me a way to become happy all my life. Are you understanding? So the job of the musician teacher is not to teach some songs and everyone starts singing and all that. No! The job of this music teacher is to give you the knowledge of what? Swara, Tala, Laya, etc. Are you understanding? So teach the elements of music. Similarly for art. If you can, you're a good artist, finish. That's okay. If you have it in hand. But otherwise, you never appreciate. 99.9% of us don't even have a painting in our homes. Is it a fact or not? We never teach them. We never show them what is good art. We never show them what is actually art, and the lines and the rhythms and the tones and the colors and the reflections and all that. They never discover the colors of nature, etc. etc. Never. No one teaches that. Normally, sometimes they will draw something on the board. They'll say copy it. This is called Xerox machine. Or they will draw Donald Duck and painting very well, and the teacher will say, so nice. What is nice about this? This is called Xerox machine. This is not called art. Are you with me? Please tell me. We had a full art sangam. Kala sangam, we had music sangam. All of this was just to make this, and still we do the same thing. Sports is also as bad. See, I may never become a good sportsman, but there are so many professions associated with sports. Some may be very avid. You can make so much of money by becoming a physiotherapist for sports people. I know of a person who goes along with the sports, the cricket World Cup, of India.